My hair still look better if I'm gonna gatekeep.
Wait, what?
I said my hair still look better if I'm gonna gatekeep. It was doing something funny.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, you have to have impeccable hair if you're going to gatekeep, or you have to look like a Discord mod. They're
A
gatekeeping
redditor.
people. What is up, Abanic folks? Welcome back to the old channel. How you doing? How you doing? Today, we're going to be taking a look at the newest song from arguably the biggest hardcore band in the world, Knocked Loose. They played Coachella. They're huge. Between them and Turnstile, it's kind of crazy
Yeah,
how
and
popular these bands are.
yeah, it's insane. And like, yeah, the Coachella alone is like name another band that's as heavy as Knock Loose that played a stage as big as them. Like,
Well, and that's something we've talked about in private. Is like they're a band that, like, I guess we haven't heard the newest album yet, but in my opinion, they just have gotten heavier and heavier as they've gotten more popular, and that is a rare thing in music. And if when you're
right
playing Coachella after your heaviest EP has just come out, and that man, that what's that EP called? God Knows or something.
with
The red one, the red one. It's on
the red
screen.
one, yeah.
That's a crazy EP. It's a heavy one. It's a heavy one. So we're gonna take a look at the newest song, Blinding Faith. This is
Yeah.
the first single out on a record that's coming out. I don't know if those two songs, Upon Loss and Everything Is Quiet Now, are going to be on this.
Mm-hmm.
Those two songs were great, by the way. Loved the videos. I don't think we were doing the channel when those came out, or maybe it just slipped our mind and we were still doing, like, focused so heavily on local stuff. But I actually
Mm-hmm.
really liked those songs as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to hear this one. What are your thoughts going into? You weren't initially the biggest fan of Knocked Loose, right?
That's correct, and yeah, I'm glad you
Mm-hmm.
remember that. Yeah, yeah. No, I when Laugh Tracks came out, people were really digging it. I was
I
kind of
loved it. I loved it.
I did one of those things, and I'm sure I don't know if you're guilty of this, but like when people, like a lot of people go like, "This is you got to listen to this." I sometimes get too scared and shy away from it, and then I find myself listening to it years later, and by that point, people have already listened to it, and like it's not cool. Like that's what happened with me in Laugh Tracks. Actually, I just jammed Laugh Tracks like not even that
It's a
long
good album.
ago. It's such a quick in and
The
out
song The
record.
Rain. The song
Yeah.
The Rain. Billy No Mates. There's some good ones on there.
This is a very calculated band. They're like, yeah, it's funny how you mentioned like they're not going in a different direction where like, cleans are being added. There just doesn't seem like there's like this like mainstream influence. Brian Garris, I believe is his name. The
Mhm.
vocalist, he shows up in a bunch of cool features, like even for bands that you don't even would expect. Like you hear him in like I think a Motionless in White, or it might be a Black Veil Brides. I get those bands
There's a
mixed up.
Motionless in White song. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's actually a crazy good song for a Motionless in White song.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he shows up, and I could be wrong, in an Einstein Kill songs. Like he is very versatile, and he's showing up in all these different kinds of songs, and he's a very cool person. Like you could tell what kind of vocalist he is. He kind of reminds me of if Keanu Reeves was a vocalist, because Keanu Reeves is like ultimately like the nicest guy ever. He's the guy who's like taking photos with people with his arm not touching people and stuff like that. That's the kind of guy
Right.
Brian Garris is. Like,
Okay.
so this is the so like I'm expecting this to be, on par with Knock Loose, and I bet you I'm probably going to end up waking up Parker by the end of this reaction.
You can hear. You can see. These guys don't miss. They just absolutely don't miss. I remember again, like, I guess there's no point in me necessarily bringing it up because it was so long ago, but I remember arguing with people so much about how good this band was. And I'm so glad that, like, Laugh Tracks wasn't just this, like, flash in the pan and, like,
Mm-hmm.
this band just, went on to be some average band. They just keep getting better and better and better. And this is so ferocious. I don't know if you're as familiar with the song with me, but it almost reminds me of like a more interesting version of their song My Last Words.
Yeah, I'm terrible with song titles, but I'm sure I
Yeah,
know what you
yeah.
mean.
But
Yeah.
well, that's for the audience then. This kind of reminds me of like a more interesting version of their song My Last Words, which was like a slow, like just like agonized sounding song. That's what I like about this band in general too. Is like they sound pissed off and mean, but it sounds like it's coming from this place of like sadness and agony. Like he sounds like an agonized vocalist.
My leg is bleeding. That's how heavy this song is. I don't know how that
Why is
happens.
your Hold on. What do you mean you don't know how that happened? Why is your leg bleeding? I pull it up. I
Not,
can't see.
not.
Show me your leg. Show everybody your leg. How high up on your leg? Oh my god, be careful. Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
Do you see it?
I see it. Yeah, I see it. Did like Butters get you? What is that? Shout out the Krusty Tat. Shout out Dylan.
No, it was knocked loose.
They put a whole. You got stigmata from Knocked Loose in your leg. Should
Blinding,
I check my body for new holes?
blinding faith.
Damn. Oh my god. I gotta say, this is a band that really understands the mosh call.
They get it.
Oh
That
my
was so sick.
god, that low note. Oh my god. I love this video too. It's giving me I'm not a very imaginative or smart person, so it's just making me think of like the Blair Witch Project, like
Mm-hmm.
just fire in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also can't. I noticed that the guitarist is playing this like beautiful Iceman, and I just can't stop thinking about it now. Oh, it's such a nice looking guitar. This is heat. This is
This
so
the snare
heavy.
sound. The snare sound is just it sounds like a dodgeball, like just fucking ping.
Yeah, it sounds like the worst sound of your childhood.
Oh
That
god.
is that's it's not even it hitting like the laminate flooring. It's like what it sounds like when it hits you directly in the ear.
Yeah. In and out.
Holy fuck.
So sick. Yeah,
Oh
no
my
time
god.
wasted.
We lived right through. We lived through the era of people being like, "Oh, like just playing all open notes is so stupid. Like anyone can do it. If anyone can do it, how come no one makes it sound that good?" Like that's wild. That's wild. I really thought after the first breakdown, it was just going to kind of like drone out or whatever, and to get that second drop, like This is what
Mm-hmm.
I mean. Like, this band is just getting heavier as they go. The leads are getting more interesting. The thing they do to fill in the gaps between the breakdowns are getting more interesting. Lyrically, he's getting more interesting. Like, this is. It reminds me of the trajectory, very sonically different sounding, but it reminds me of the trajectory we got with Every Time I Die. I remember with Every Time I Die, every time they drop a record, I'd be like, well, surely this is the best one. And then they'd fucking outdo it again. And I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
that exact vibe from this band. It's so rare that I just see, like, when they put out records, they feel like video game sequels to me, where I'm like, oh, this is so, why would I play FIFA 23 when FIFA 24 is just the better version? I don't know if that's a good example. Why would I play Halo? I can't think of a good example. The point is that they put out music that feels so good that it's almost like you go back to something like Laugh Tracks and it feels novel.
Yeah,
Like
it
it's like, oh,
does.
this is how these guys started. And I
Mm-hmm.
really think that, like, in terms of like beat down hardcore, this is like top tier, top shelf, upper echelon shit. This is
Mm-hmm.
like the best the genre has to offer right now. These guys deserve all of the crazy success that they're experiencing. And to top that off, we're seeing someone who really, again, just seemed to do this for the love of the game
Mm-hmm.
being successful. This is what happens when, instead of making music in order to become famous, you just make music because you love it, and you see that type of artistic output rewarded. Like, I love that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's so sick. I
Mm-hmm.
love this. It's
Mm-hmm.
god damn. I'm excited to hear this album. I'm really really excited to hear this album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is exciting. This is, I mean, because the last thing they put out was an EP, right? That was only an EP, I believe.
And those two songs, the Upon Loss
Mm-hmm.
singles,
So this is the first record since A Different Shade of Blue.
I guess technically, and even A Different Shade of Blue has some
Yeah.
crazy ass songs
The
on it.
song with
Like,
Keith Buckley.
yeah, that intro song, I forget the exact name of it. I think it's just named after like a city or something. Man, I'm failing today. My brain's not working. But yeah, like, the song in Still I Wander South. Like, I know it's like super
Mm-hmm.
popular, but it's popular for a reason. It goes. But
Mm-hmm.
again, that sounds like a tame band compared to the type of music we're getting now.
Mm-hmm.
Like to reference Slipknot again, like, what if Slipknot just got fucking heavier as they went, instead of like doing everything they did? Like, because like Slipknot would have hits with like, some of the artistic output that Slipknot would put out there to experiment would be like a hit for me, and I would genuinely really like it. But there was a lot of meandering. I find with Slipknot's later catalog, I like a few songs off of each album. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, I like
Mm-hmm.
my Psychosocials and my Neo Forte and like stuff like that. But there's a lot of kind of just dicking around on those albums. Where if you had taken something like the self-titled or Iowa, and then just 4 albums in, it was just a more technical, heavier sounding Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
Slipknot would be considered the greatest metal band of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't even be a question. So,
This
man,
is.
Knocked Loose, they just, yeah, they're the new Slipknot. This is
Mm-hmm.
going to be their Iowa.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. That was our reaction to Knock Loose's Blinding Faith.
Blinding Faith.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. I'm not bleeding anymore, so that's good.
Your
Um,
Stigmata healed?
yeah, no, I think it was. I think it was Knock Loose. It was all Knock Loose. It just happened during the song. It was a miracle.
It's a very bizarre thing that happened that I'm concerned at your lack of concern. Like, I don't know. Cuts just be opening up
Yeah,
on me.
it's just parent life, right? Am I right?
Was your son anywhere near you when that happened?
No?
Like, could have been, good enough. Do you know where your son is right now? All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Like the video, please, 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 please. Really helps with the old algorithm. If you liked what you saw here, give us a subscribe if you're feeling generous. If you want to save some money on Landr products, we have a discount code in the description or bio or whatever it's called on this platform. And we have a join button. So if you want to give these two idiots a couple buck, we'd really appreciate it. We also have it set to Canadian. So if you're American, that's like a 10 cents for you is $2 Canadian or something. So, I mean, consider giving us 10 cents. Um, Thank you for stopping by. I fucking love Knock Loose. Take it easy.